Day 187 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again. Another day, another LeetCode problem. This time we're at day 187 and we're still going strong, y'all. Right now we're getting started on the LeetCode top 150 interview questions as we prepare for our interviews and continue down our LeetCode journey. So we need to get these problems out the way so we can strengthen our fundamentals and we can have an idea of what to expect when we go into these interviews, y'all. You never know what kind of question you're going to get when you're in the interview. That's why we need to do all of the problems that we can in order to have the best understanding and we can prepare as best as we can. We might not know what it's going to be, but we can at least be prepared to for anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we're going to do these top 150 interview questions. And yeah, so let's get started. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget. Bring a mouse right over here and click that subscribe button for me, y'all. And then after you click that subscribe button, go ahead and smash that like button for me, y'all. And then after you smash that like button, I'm calling all of my bankers. I repeat, all of my bankers to the comment section right now. I need y'all to drop 2 bank emojis in the comment section so we can run up this engagement and we could push this content out to a broader audience, y'all. As part of Swift community members, it's up to us to help the community to grow. And one way we can do that is to push this content out to as many people that we can find that will watch it, y'all. So your support is appreciated when it comes to that. Now, with all that being said, y'all, let's get started. And today we have question number 121, best time to buy and sell stocks. The difficulty level is easy, so you already know we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as well, because we're all here to learn. And if you don't understand the solution, then you probably didn't learn anything, and that is not what we want, y'all. So let's see what the question says. It says you are given an array prices where prices I is the price of the stock on the ith day. You want to maximize your profit by choosing a single day to buy one stock and choosing a different day in the future to buy that stock. To sell that stock. Return the maximum profit you can achieve from this. If you cannot achieve any profit, return 0. So let's look at these examples so we could break that down and really see what they mean. In example 1, we had the input prices equals an array of integers 7, 1, 5, 3, 6, and 4. The output is 5, right? So the output is 5. The explanation says buy on day 2 where the price is equal to 1 and sell on day 5 where the price is equal to 6. The profit is going to be 6 minus 1, which equals 5, which is the output. Note that buying on day 2 and selling on day 1 is not allowed because you must buy before you sell. So we are looking at these integers right here. Each one of these integers represents the price of a stock on that current day. The index is the day, the value is the price, right? So in order to make the most amount of profit possible, knowing that we basically, this tells us what the stocks are going to be in the future, right? Or so we want to, and in the past and in the present, right? So we want to know, if we know all these stock prices are coming up, when will we buy and when will we sell, right? We will buy right here. We will buy on day 2 which is index 1, but it says day 2. So we will buy on day 2 right here where the price is 1. Why would we buy when the price is 1? Because that's the cheapest we could buy. We want to buy cheap. We want to buy low and sell high, right? And so if we're buying low, 1 is the lowest we can buy. That falls on day 2. So we could buy at 1. Now we want to make the maximum amount of profit that we can make, right? If we bought this for $1 on day 2, that means we have to look at day 3, 4, 5, and 6 to find which day we need to sell on to make the maximum amount of profit, right? So if we buy on day 2, and we buy the stock for $1, out of all these numbers that's coming up, the days that haven't come yet, if we sell it right here on day 5, so we sell it for $6 on day 5, that's the maximum amount of profit we could make. Because if we buy it for $1 on day 2, we could sell it on day 3 for $5 and we'd only make 4. We could sell it on day 4 for $3, but we'd only make 2. Or we could sell it on day 5 for $6 and we make $5, or we would sell it on day 6 and make $4. For $4, but we would only make $3, right? So we're gonna sell it on day 5 because that's the maximum amount of profit we can make. We can make $5 if we sell it on day 5, right? So that's what we're gonna do. And that's why the output is 5. Now you might say, well, what if we sold it right here? We could make it for $6. We can't sell it the day before. We already bought it on day 2. We don't have a time machine to go back to day 1 to sell it for $7. So that 7 is already out the game. There's nothing we can do about that. But we can sell it for $6 in a couple days, and that's what we are going to do. And that's how the output ends up being 5, because we are going to make $5 on that transaction, and that's the maximum amount we can possibly make given this array of integers. So let's look at example 2, where it might be a little bit more tricky, but it's not really tricky. It's just there'd be no way to make a max profit, and I'll show you why, right? So the input in example 2, input prices equals an array of integers 7, 6, 4, 3, and 1. The output is 0. The explanation says, in this case, no transactions are done and the max profit is 0. So that is because if say we bought it for 7 on day 1, every other day after day 1 is less than 7, so it'd be impossible to make money. We could only lose money. Same thing for day 2. The stock prices go down the rest of the days, so we'd lose money. Same thing with day 3. Rest of the week, we losing money. Same thing with day 4, we losing money. Same thing with day 5. There's nothing else. There's no other days, right? That's why the output is 0, because the stock prices are going down throughout these 5 days. So there would be no day for us to sell it and make a profit. We would only be losing in this example 2, which is why the output would be 0. So now that we understand the question, let's get into the fun part, the actual code. And the code's not that long. It's not that difficult at all. So let's get into it. The first thing we are going to do, we are going to make a guard. We're going to say guard prices dot count. Then we're going to say it's greater than 1, else we are going to return 0, right? Because if it's an empty array, we're just going to return 0. Then, or if there's one element in the array, we're going to return 0 as well, because there's no other day to sell it on. So then we're going to come down here and we are going to declare a variable called best. We're going to set that equal to 0. We're going to declare a variable called current, and we are going to set that equal to 0 as well. Then we're going to come down here. We're going to say for index n1 up to prices dot end index. What we are going to do is we're going to say current equals max, open up the parentheses, 0, comma, current plus prices, open up the square brackets, index, come outside the square brackets, minus prices, open up the square brackets, index minus 1, right? Then we are going to come underneath that. We're going to say best equals max, open parentheses. We're going to say best, comma, current. So whichever one is the largest between the current and the best, that's the one we want. Then we're just going to come down here and we're going to say return best. Now, that should be all she wrote, y'all. Let's run it, make sure it runs properly. Let's see. And it's accepted, so let's submit it, see if it stays accepted. Let's see, drum roll. Ooh, look at that, y'all. 0 milliseconds beats 100% of users with Swift, y'all. That's what I like to see. Faster than a Bugatti riding past Andrew Tate and the rest of the brokies on the highway, y'all. That's what I like to see. And you know what else I like to see? I like to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.